Hey guys, it's Sarah, Less of Sarah, checking in. Obviously, I'm not in my normal location at home. I'm actually in Columbus, Ohio, working at a trade show for my company, Grodan. This is my first official kind of marketing duty, working at this event. And next year, I'll be in charge of Grodan's participation on this event as part of my duties. So I'm just kind of checking things out this year and hanging out with sales reps and meeting some customers, all that good stuff. That said, I'm really not a huge trade show fan, and I have to do another one this week for the business that Chris and I run together. So good times. It's going to be a crazy weekend, so I'm trying to at least get a little bit of rest. I look pretty terrible and disheveled right now. It's been a long day. But yeah, I wanted to make a video and just give an update on my 30-day sugar detox and how that's going. Talk a little bit about trying to do a zero carb, zero sugar sort of diet when you're traveling and some of the challenges there. So I will start with that. Traveling on this diet is a bitch. I'm sorry, this way of eating is a bitch. Not because of having to eat out in restaurants, that's actually the really easy part, but because of the limited number of snacks you can really have. Basically at this point, what's available, let's say in an airport, would probably basically narrow down to hard-boiled eggs, olives, and nuts. That's about it. It's about all I've found. The no dairy part really is screwing me. And obviously with packaged foods as well, a lot of them have sugar in them. So something like jerky, which I would not have thought twice about before buying as a snack, has a fair amount of sugar in it. Most types of jerky, any of the ones I picked up, yesterday and looked at while I was traveling or at the airport, lots of sugar. So there's that. I did talk about the idea that, I knew it would be difficult traveling and I might not be 100% on plan all the time. And I'm okay with that, but I'm trying my best to stick to the plan as much as I can right now. So yesterday at the airport, I had olives and eggs and water for lunch. I did end up buying like a backup snack just in case, which is one of my faves, which is this stuff, moon cheese. It's dehydrated cheese basically, and I really like it. It doesn't necessarily have like amazing stats, but so this has 3 servings in it pretty much, and it's got 7 grams of fat and 3 grams of carbs and 7 grams of protein. So am I excited that it has 3 grams of carbs in it? No. But does it have sugar in it? No, it doesn't. And obviously it is a dairy product, but it's not a fresh dairy product. So I'm guessing the carbs are slightly less than what you would find. So this is the backup snack just in case, but I do also have some nuts from Trader Joe's tucked away in my suitcase just in case I need them. I haven't actually had to go to a snack at this point because I'm also having, I don't know that I would call it an issue, but I am getting super full really fast, and I also find that I can go long periods of time without eating, like I don't really have hunger, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but it is odd for me, and I feel like I'm not really getting in enough, but I'm having a hard time. And this sort of happened to me before when I started keto. I had a similar thing that happened, and so I don't know if it'll pass or if I should be grateful for it, but I feel like I'm not getting enough in because I'm not hungry. I do normally try and do, I would say at least 5 out of 7 days a week, I do intermittent fasting. So like a 16-8, so 16 hours of fasting overnight, and then eat any meals within an 8-hour period. So I normally don't have breakfast, and then I won't have lunch until probably 12:30 or 1 o'clock, and then I won't eat past usually 8:30 or 9, depending on when I had lunch. So I have been doing that as well, and I have not necessarily done that the last couple of days. Wow, that was my air conditioner. That was really loud. I haven't done that necessarily the last couple of days because I've been doing that like social eating thing where I'm with sales reps, and so they want to go to breakfast, they want to go to lunch, they want to go to dinner. So it's forced me to actually eat 3 times a day. And even that has been a struggle. I have had no snacks the last few days. I have had, I think on Sunday I had 2 meals. Today I had 3, but again, only because I was with people and I kind of had to eat. So yeah, I'm not sure kind of how I feel about that. I know I'm not getting enough water. I'm trying, but it's rough because I'm at a trade show, so I'm talking to people. I don't want to be like at the booth drinking water all the time. So also probably getting a little bit dehydrated, which again is not great. For me, it tends to make me really dizzy and no fun. So this is a challenge. I am basically home now until I guess the 27th. I have to go to an event about 4 hours away, again for work, but it's only just an overnight, so that's not gonna be a big deal. So the next thing will be I'm going to Portland at the beginning of August for another trade show. So that'll be kind of the next big thing. And technically I'm supposed to be off my sugar detox at that point because voodoo donuts, clearly, and also alcohol. So have I been 100% on plan the last couple of days while I've been traveling? The answer is mostly. So I would say like 95% on plan. The only off-plan things that I've had is I did have a drink last night. Again, I was at a party. It's expected that you're gonna have a drink. So I thought my best choice would be a vodka soda, sorry. So I ordered a vodka soda. I had some Crystal Light, like the actual squeeze thing in my purse. Squeezed a little mango pineapple or mango passion fruit Crystal Light in there. Wasn't bad. So yes, alcohol is not technically allowed on the sugar detox, but I did have 1 drink, but that was it. I had no more drinks last night. I had no alcohol tonight, so that was good. Today I also did have a little bit of cream. I really needed a coffee. I needed a Starbucks. So I got that, and I pretty much had no other option. So did a little bit of cream in the coffee, but again, not a ton. Maybe like a tablespoon or 2 at the most. Other than that, I've been 100% on plan, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good. When it comes to eating out, I actually find that super easy, like in restaurants and that sort of thing. I've never really found that a problem. My only issue is like I feel bad when the company is paying for dinner and we go to a nice place and I can't really eat very much. I feel like I'm wasting food, which I don't really like to do. And it's one thing when it's my money. I feel differently when it's something that I have to expense. But I have been having mostly just some kind of grilled protein, and then I'll ask for double vegetables instead of whatever the starch is. I've never had a restaurant question or ask me anything. It really hasn't been a problem. So I've had grilled salmon, I've had grilled chicken, I've had grilled steak, and all those things are really easy. And normally if it comes with a sauce or what have you, I just ask them for no sauce. And sometimes I may ask how the vegetables are cooked, but normally I don't, because honestly, even if they're sauteed in a little bit of butter or oil, whatever, I don't care at this point. It's like I have so few choices that I'm like, it's all good. So that's been really easy. I don't have a problem with that part of it. It's more like the snacking part of it and the trying to stay hydrated and trying to just get in food because I'm actually not hungry. And this is my struggle with the low carb thing. I know I can control my hunger by not eating carbs. But I also feel like a completely no carb and no sugar diet, like what I'm doing now, is in no way sustainable for me, especially because of the amount of traveling that I'm going to be doing. So I've kind of been thinking about what kind of modifications I can make that will make sense and that will keep me on plan most of the time. And I don't want to just rush into like adding everything back in at one time when my month is over. But I can tell you I'm definitely not going to continue with this particular plan after that 30-day period, just because it's a little bit too restrictive, again, for my lifestyle. It's not really going to work. So my thoughts right now, and again, this might change, is that I will probably add back in, I've already added back in a little bit of sweetener, but again, I keep it to like a minimum amount per day. So I would say, you know, we're talking about the equivalent of maybe 3 or 4 packages of Splenda at the most, which is like probably, I don't even know, 1/20th of the aspartame I used to have in a regular day. So there's that. Or sucralose, I guess, when you're talking about Splenda. But I mean, I drank Diet Coke and all sorts of sugar-free things and whatever. So I feel like just cutting down on that is a victory. I don't think I'll ever really be able to cut it out for some of the reasons I talked about last week. Dairy, again, I don't want to cut it out completely, but I also don't necessarily want to go back to eating as much dairy as I used to. So I feel like that's one of those things I'm going to have to control a little bit and see where that goes. I'll probably maybe go back to using cream in my coffee, but hopefully a little bit less. Cheese, I'm gonna try and save as like a once in a while thing. And again, I think that that's okay. And then outside of that, things with added sugar, I'm really gonna try and still keep my carbs to just like vegetable-based carbs and a little bit of fruit, because I really miss like eating berries and that sort of thing. So I'm gonna stick to the low carb fruits like berries. I'll probably add in a little bit of squash and maybe sweet potato, but that's gonna be where any carbs would come in those vegetable-based carbs. No like grains, starches, that sort of thing still. Am I gonna let myself have something once in a while that's off plan? Probably. I'd like to pretend I'm not, but I probably will. And I think that's okay. I mean, that's the beauty is, you know, you're in charge. You get to decide what is appropriate and what isn't, and then you deal with the consequences. So I think if I can, you know, stick to plan as much as possible while I'm at home, then I can maybe be a little bit more lenient when I'm traveling and those times when it's not convenient for me to be able to find anything that fits right into the plan. So I'm hoping I can do that going forward. I don't want to totally, you know, do this 30-day sugar detox and then go exactly right back to what I was doing before. Am I still losing weight? The answer is yes. The last time I weighed myself, I had actually lost like 15 pounds from the time that I started. So that's like more, I don't even think I started, I don't even know what day it is, but I may have started like 15 days ago. So that is kind of crazy. I'm not really sure how that happened, but I'll take it. Also, not sure that I necessarily physically feel better, maybe a little bit. I don't know that my skin is better or anything like that. Probably if I drank more water, that would help. My reflex is a little bit better, but that could be for a lot of reasons. So, but I'm guessing the diet is probably helping with that as well. I wouldn't say that those benefits are enough to keep me doing this strict a plan for any longer than the month of July. But, you know, like I said, I totally encourage everyone, especially if you're at the point where you're, you know, 2 or 3 years out and you're in maintenance and you want to start experimenting with what's going to work for you, what's sustainable for you for a long-term way of eating, then, you know, if you feel like the carb monster is like come up and bitten you in the ass, it might be worth trying a sugar detox for a little while. I mean, you don't even have to do it for 30 days. You can do it for a week or 10 days, and I think probably still see some results that will be encouraging and just break that cycle of the carb cravings. So yeah, that's pretty much my update for this week, and I will hopefully be back on the weekend with an update, although might be unlikely. I may have to wait until the beginning of the week again because I'll be super busy this weekend doing another trade show. I have been trying to watch a few more videos when I can. So yeah, if you guys see anything super interesting that you want to share, yeah, drop me a line and let me know. I'm trying to get back into the community as much as I can. So I want to be able to give people the support that I've gotten. So until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.